All right, welcome back to Cornball Coffee, where hopefully I'm going to be turning some coffee consumers into coffee connoisseurs. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name's Jag. I'm here to help you out. So I'm going to tell you a secret that probably big-time coffee people don't want you to know. I know there's a few out there that don't mind because they like this thing I'm going to show you guys right now. But there's a way to make really great coffee for really, really cheap, and you can do it on the go. So for all my transportation guys that are out there that live in trucks, if you're on the road all the time, I'm going to show you this device that will make an awesome cup of coffee. It's really, really good. Again, you got to make sure you're using good coffee beans, all right? Not some stale coffee that has a best used by date. You want to know, that's another rule you guys got to know. Your coffee should tell you when it was roasted. You know how they started doing born on dates, I think, for beers back in the day? It was like a decade ago they started doing born on dates on beer. I can't remember what brand of beer that was. Knock that down in the comments section, but coffee's really no different, right? You want to know when it was roasted, because as soon as it's roasted, it starts to degrade. So you want fresher coffee. I mean, you don't need to have it right off the roaster, obviously, but you don't want it to be 5, 6, 7, 8 months old either. And again, if you think I'm wrong on that, shoot me a note in the comments. I'm willing to learn new things. I'm always willing to learn. I don't know everything. My name is not James Hoffmann, grandfather of all coffee, right? Love that dude. He's awesome. Absolutely awesome. I got so excited because I went into a coffee shop, and maybe I'll plug them later on, but this cup was from there. And I was completely caught off guard because I was in the middle of nowhere driving, and I saw this coffee shop, and I pull in, and I walk in, and I'm like, man, this is a nice shop. And I see their espresso maker, and I'm like, or machine, I should say. And I was like, man, that's a really nice espresso. And because I have an idea as to how much these things cost. Like, I know these machines that are in these really high-end shops, $30,000 and up for these machines, right? It's insane what they pay for. But remember, we're not talking about home stuff. We're talking about commercial grade, multiple heads that can make multiple shots at the same exact time. So don't get excited. I'm going to show you guys throughout my video series how to do this on the cheap and how to get started without very, very low budget. But yeah, I walk into this shop, and I was just all excited, and I get my coffee, and I'm like, you know what? This is such a nice shop. I'm going to hang out in here for a minute. I'm going to relax. I'm going to take a load off. I was on a little road trip, so I needed a break anyway. And I sat down, and they had nice leather couches and stuff and coffee table. And guess whose book was sitting on the coffee table? James Hoffmann. Again, he's awesome. If you want to learn a lot about coffee, if you really want to go down the deep rabbit hole and all the nuance and all of the, origins of coffee and all the different places where you can get coffee from around the world, James Hoffmann's a really great resource. All right, I'm going to stop plugging James because he's awesome. Lance is awesome too. Lance is really great. And you know what? Maybe you know what I'll do? I will put together a list of my favorite YouTubers who are into this coffee world, and I'll list them below because you know what? They deserve... Well, I guess it'd be the other way around because I'm the one with no following right now. I guess maybe if I link their stuff and my stuff, maybe you'll find me because of them. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Bottom line is, this is the device that I wanted to share with you guys today, right? Hang on a minute. I got to take a sip of my coffee. And by the way, same shirt, same day, third video today, right? Now, remember, I only make videos when I have time. I don't edit. So if I say something stupid, it is what it is. But this silly looking thing makes a great freaking cup of coffee. It's amazing, honestly. So what is it? This is the OXO, I think it's called the Rapid Brewer. I grabbed it off of Amazon. I don't have any affiliate links. I'm not going to be doing any of that stuff. I think that takes time for me to figure out how to do like affiliate links. Like maybe I get a commission. I don't do any of that stuff right now, but I want you to know about this device. If you like to go camping, this device is awesome. It doesn't need, it needs hot water is what it needs. But the way it works is, well, here, let me just take it all apart, right? So this bottom piece is the portafilter piece. That's where we put the coffee in, right? So remember I taught you in the last video, this is the portafilter for the espresso machine, right? Well, this is the portafilter for this on-the-go device. Now, what we'll do is we'll grind our coffee. We'll put the coffee into this portafilter here, and then we can tamp it down. Now, it does have a plastic tamper, and if you saw my last video, remember I was harping on the fact that you need a good tamper with some weight to it. Remember that sound? This is great. But I'll tell you what, for going camping, for being light, for being nimble, for being in the truck, being on the road, being in the camper, being in the RV, this is an awesome plastic tamper. I was really impressed with this, and that's no BS, man. BS stands for belief system, by the way, not the other one. I know what you were thinking. I know what you were thinking. So listen, you put your coffee in, you take your tamper, and you tamp it. Now, if you're using this at home because you're messing around with it, nothing wrong with using this tamper. Okay, it's not going to fit exactly right because I think this is just a touch bigger. Actually, let me double check that. Yeah, the plastic one's a little bit bigger than this one. Oh, and let me talk about size for a minute with regard to coffee. Something I didn't talk about in my last video, I should have. Portafilters come in numerous sizes, and they're all measured in millimeters. Listen, I like a 58. All right. 58 millimeter is your standard commercial sized portafilter. Now, why do I like it? It's a real stupid reason why I like a 58. Well, there's two reasons. One, the most common accessories that are available are for 58 millimeter portafilters. The other reason is I just like the way that the heavy, big portafilter feels in my hand. It feels like I'm holding something substantial. My very first espresso machine that I bought was, a Chinese brand. It came, I think it was a 51 millimeter, which is going to be smaller. It's 7 millimeters smaller. It sounds like it's not that much, but it's a big freaking deal, especially when it was made out of aluminum, I think, instead of steel. And so it was lighter. It just didn't feel right. I just didn't like it. I just didn't like the way it feels. And I'm big on how does it feel in my hand, right? It's got to feel good. It's got to feel solid. If it doesn't feel good, I want nothing to do with it, right? When I used to ride motorcycles, I sat on my Road King and I was like, you know what? This is the bike for me. And, the Road King just felt right. I sat on the Wide Glide. I had a Fat Boy. I sat on a lot of bikes. None of them felt right until I got on that Road King. And I was like, this is the bike for me. Anyway, moving on. So this is the portafilter. This is your tamper. You will tamp into the portafilter. Now, there's two more pieces to this. You've got the water chamber, and then you have the pump. Now, notice what I did here. I just basically gave it a twist, and the pump came up. And this is what you're doing. You're pumping air into the device, and I'll show you how it works. It's real simple, though, right? You put your coffee in, smash it, put your water vessel container on. Put it on your cup. This is your pouring cup. I don't recommend drinking it out of here, but if you want to brew it into here, that's fine, you can. But I'll tell you what I did. I happen to have a 3D printer because my kids, my oldest son says he wants to be an engineer, and so I thought a really good thing to do was to get a 3D printer for him so he could start learning how to use 3D printing software, which is similar to CAD software. You guys know what I'm talking about. And, and like maybe he'd get into CNC machining stuff and make manufacturing stuff. I thought that would be really cool. But so on the 3D printer, there's a really great community on a 3D printing community. And one of the guys on there had done this plan, because I don't do CAD, I don't do design work or anything like that, but he made this available, and I just was able to use it and print this out for myself on the 3D printer. I think it took like an hour or maybe an hour and a half or something like that. But it works great because what it does is it'll rest on top. Well, here I'll show you on one of my local or one of my small favorite cups from one of my favorite coffee shops now. But and if you want to know what coffee shop that is, put it in the comments. Say, come on, man, tell us where that coffee shop is. It's a cool shop, man. It's really cool. But listen, so this triangular device with the round hole, it just sits right on top of your coffee cup, right? So most likely if you're traveling, you're going to have a to-go cup like this that you're going to be traveling with. And then what you do is you take your brewing device and you just basically click it down in there and it's good to go. Now you're having all in one. You don't even have to use this cup at all. In fact, to be honest with you, I've never brewed into this thing because as soon as I started using this, I printed this triangle. All right, now what you do is you pour, and I'll just go ahead and do it. You pour your hot water in. So if you've got a way to make hot water in your truck or on the road or whatever you're doing, obviously if you're camping, you're probably going to have one of those portable solo type stove, or not solo stoves, but you guys know what I'm talking about. The portable propane burning stoves and all that kind of stuff. I've got a few different types of those. But you get your hot water, you put it in, and now you let it sit. If you're doing hot coffee, you let it sit, and it's basically you're doing a pre-infusion for about 2 minutes. And again, you can mess with those times. It's not a freaking law. You do what you want. I remember one time I left it in there for 6 minutes because I got busy doing stuff. Because I take this thing to the office with me. I'll take it into my office, and instead of drinking the crap free coffee that we have at the office, I'll make my own. I bring my own. In fact, and this is what I'm doing right now currently, but I'll probably change that system up. But I can put 1 shot worth of ground coffee that I'll grind fresh in the morning out of my grinder. I'll dump it into this little tiny mason jar, and it doesn't fill the jar up, but it gives me a perfect portion of 18 grams of coffee ground. And then when I get to work, I put it into the portafilter thing and I do my tamping and I make my coffee. So anyway, just a quick little tip for you. But bottom line is after it steeps, I guess you could say steeping for 2 minutes or whatever, then you just pump it. And you just pump it, and it's not going to go quite as fast as it went right now because there's no coffee in this device right now. You'll have to pump it, I don't know, maybe 20 times or something. But eventually you'll feel it give way where it won't have any more pressure. Like when you have coffee in this device, you're going to feel resistance. Like right now there's no resistance because there's no coffee, so the water just went right through. But you'll feel resistance until you don't. And when you don't feel resistance anymore, then you know you're done. All right, and after you're done, you pull it off, take it back apart. Let me get my rag because I'm dripping water. Honestly, it's a little bit messier right now. I kind of spilled water a little bit everywhere because there's no coffee in it. When there's coffee in this thing, it doesn't make a mess like that. So I was a little shocked because that's the first time I ever did it empty. But, whenever you're making coffee, always have a good rag with you, obviously. Now, you just take it apart, let it dry, obviously, clean it out. The only thing you have to clean, which is kind of cool, you don't have to clean this at all. I just leave this open while it dries because you do get water, and because it's hot water you're putting in there, there's condensation that builds up on the bottom of this, and this is the bottom of the air pump. So I will leave this open. I don't set it down on the countertop like that. I will leave it like so. There's a cool device that I saw on Amazon. It's like a drying rack made specifically for this device. It's like $22. I was like, maybe I'll order that thing. That thing looks kind of cool. So I'm thinking about grabbing that. I haven't done it yet. If I do, I'll show you guys how that works too. But definitely, you don't have to clean this because you only had water running through it. So you just got to make sure it dries. And so like I said, the only thing you typically have to clean, you wipe this off. This is dry after you did your tamping, before you did the brewing. You just got to clean this piece out. So you're going to have a coffee puck in there built up, and a couple good swacks and smacks, and it's going to knock it out into the garbage can. Good to go. Give it a rinse, clean it out, dry it out. It's good to go. It's simple. But yeah, this thing surprisingly makes an awesome cup of coffee. Now, it's not espresso and it's not pour over. It's kind of like this weird in the middle kind of coffee. So what you're going to want to do probably is you're just want to, you're going to want to make it to taste. If you remember in my last video, I was talking a lot about making an Americano. So I'll tell you what I do with this. When I'm using this device, I will pour the coffee. Well, first I taste test it straight before I do anything. Before I add additional water to it, I will taste it just for the taste, just like I do with my espresso shot. I give it a quick taste before I pour it into my hot water to dilute it with my Americano. All right, what I will do is give it a taste, and then I'll just quickly decide how much water I'm going to add to it with regard to how much coffee flavor and the strength that I want. My issue is with coffee is I like volume, because I like to sip my coffee. I like to have my hot drink, and I like to sip it, and I like to do it a lot throughout the day, right? So I like volume. So a lot of times I will actually make a weaker cup of coffee because I just want the volume. I just want the hot volume, and I want that duration to last a longer time. Some people, they don't prefer that method. They prefer to have a strong shot, so they just want to sip on their shot for a few minutes and be done with it. That's great. I've seen some people that will, I think it's a little nuts, but they'll do a whole shot like they're doing a shot of whiskey. That's cool, but I don't think there's a lot of people that do that, but I've seen it. You see a lot of stuff. You get into the coffee world. But this thing is cool, man. It's called, like I said, it's called the OXO. You could probably get it at Walmart too, I believe, because I believe, yeah, OXO. Walmart sells a lot of OXO products, I think. But I did get it on Amazon. I think I got it on sale for $40, or maybe it was $45. I can't remember now. But definitely well worth the money, in my opinion, to have this device. The fact that the only thing you need to have is hot water and ground coffee with you, pretty simple, I think. Now, there's the ground coffee thing potentially could be an issue if you don't want to pre-grind your coffee. Let's say you're going to be out and about. You're going to need some way to grind your coffee portable, unless you're bringing a larger container of already pre-ground coffee, and then you can measure it out and make your puck on the fly. What I would recommend, though, is you get some sort of way to grind in real time, which brings me to the next video that I'm going to make, where I review a new product that just arrived to my house, and I haven't used it yet. So let me show you the box. All right, here's the box. This is a portable grinder. And you're not going to believe, these portable grinders, I see them on Amazon all the time for like $200. There's one really cool one, and I'll get into that one later, that I really want, and it's $200. I really want it, but I'm not going to buy it right now because I'm cheap. One thing you'll notice through my videos is I'm always trying to save $1. If I can do something for less money, that's the route I'm going to go, especially initially, to make sure I like it. And I also want to bring you the best value that I can bring you. But I don't know if you're going to believe how much I paid for this. I paid $42, I think, for this device. Now, I'm not doing an unboxing video because I personally think unboxing videos are stupid. But when you open it up, all it comes with, it's simple. It comes with a power cord. It comes with a little bag to put the device in. It's a portable grinder. Comes with your instructions, and it comes with a brush. And honestly, I was surprised it even came with a brush for $40. It's weird because the listing that they had online on the Amazon, it was the same listing for the same device, but it was different colors. The color I got was silver, and I'm going to show it to you here in a minute. I have it charging, but the silver one was only $40, and I think like the black one I think was $100, and there was another color too that maybe it was like gunmetal or something, and that was like $90. And I was like, give me the silver one for $40. Like, I don't care what color it is. Who cares? I mean, if you really care about the color, do what you want. Pay the extra money. Go for it. I don't care. It's your money. But this is the device, and right now it's charging. Let me unplug it. But this is it. I'm going to make a separate video on it, but I'm teasing you right now. This is a little precursor to what the next video is going to be about. And again, I'm just going to use this thing live for the first time on video, so we'll see how it goes. The whole premise of this channel is Cornball coffee, but man, I was surprised. This thing feels nice. It's solid, and it feels good, but I'm not going to use it until I get a green light on the device for full charge, just because that's just good. That's just good practice with any electronic device. Make sure you give any electronic device that you buy a good charge before you use it up. All right, well, that's what I wanted to talk about today. A cheap and simple way for you to make really good coffee on the fly using the OXO Rapid, whatever the hell it's called, Rapid something. Rapid Brewer? Yeah, I think it's called the Rapid Brewer. It's really cool. If you're really mad at me, I will find a link for it and drop a link into the video description for you. But you got to tell me to do it, because I'm not going to do it on my own. You got to give me feedback. You got to tell me what's up. You got to tell me what you like. You got to tell me what you don't like. If you could, obviously, I'm going to do the YouTuber thing. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. That's going to help out my channel dramatically. I really want to get to 100 subscribers as quickly as I can. I'm hoping to do it in a month. I'm not sure if that's possible. I have no idea what to expect. I'm not good at search engine optimization or anything like that. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm just a working dude, working schmuck. And hopefully you're learning something and being a little entertained by me. That's all. So thanks again for being here. I appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one.